Hey everybody, it's Rara, and welcome back to some more Satisfactory. In the last one, we upped our power by a lot, and now we're at 3,600 something-ish megawatts, up from like 1,200. So we've basically three times, tripled, we've threed our electricity, everybody. And in this one, we're gonna do, I don't know, something else. It's been like a week for me. I have been away from video making and editing and streaming for like a few days now because I have a sore throat. You could probably hear it. I still kind of have it a little bit. I'd be taking that Robitussin for show, but like, you know, it's still around. So if I sound a little off in this episode, that's why. I couldn't wait any longer, man. I wanted to record some Satisfactory and to play some Satisfactory. Hey again, everyone. It is Editor Rara here, and I just want to say real fast, funny story, I actually lost like half of the audio for this episode, because at some point in the recording, Satisfactory crashed, and that was bad news for me, because then my Audacity crashed, and I didn't realize it, and Audacity is what I use to record my voice. Just so you know how much audio was lost, the recording ended up being about an hour and 50-ish minutes. And the audio that I have basically cuts off at around the hour mark. I guess that's when Satisfactory closed. So this episode is not going to be nearly as scuffed as episode 18, but it might seem like I'm acting at some points, or that like the audio isn't completely genuine, because I'll be trying to redo the audio just like over the same, because like all the video is fine. So I'm going to stitch this all together like a little Frankenstein's monster project, and hopefully my acting is up to snuff, you know? But that being said, you probably won't even notice for a lot of it, so hopefully this episode is just entertaining and fun, and it's like there were no issues at all, haha. Anyways, on with the show. But before we get into doing anything for this episode, you guys left like a few comments, definitely left a few comments over the past few days about stuff that I am being dumb about. So I just wanted to address some of that really quick. And I know this is going to appease so many people, because I have received a few comments for sure about like the same shit basically. And I'm not calling anybody out. Thank you guys for helping me in my time of need, and helping me to improve. So the first thing I want to address is getting the mergers and splitters in the air. I usually build like a ramp, but I don't really have to do that, because as I have been told, and I did know this at one point, but I 100% forgot this, so thank you for reminding me. But if you put three splitters or mergers on top of each other, that is the equivalent basically of like, as you see, those are exactly level, so I could delete those two and get the same effect. So for a lot less effort, we get the same result. Alright, and then next up, and I don't really have like a good visual representation for this since I'm not making it in the factory, but somebody said that liquid biofuel is actually really good for using the jetpack. It's the longest like burning fuel for that. So that's good to know, I suppose. And I don't know if this needs to be said, but I guess I'm also going to mention that, you know, 3-up is the same height we've been using, so if you wanted to connect a conveyor lift right to one of these splitters or mergers, you could just do that, and it would be perfectly ground level. So that's pretty neat. The next thing is that somebody told me that my little rant about nuclear power is actually incorrect, that the radiation scaling isn't infinite, but it does cover a fairly wide area, and it does get a little bit bigger over time. So I was right about that. But apparently you can also refine nuclear waste into plutonium fuel rods and sink them, which is kind of like what I thought was the case, but I wasn't 100 on that, so again, thank you guys for clearing stuff up and just helping me with my knowledge of the game. I also got a couple comments about this, so let's just place a conveyor lift on the floor here. Alright, like that. Apparently you can just connect a merger / splitter to a conveyor lift? It doesn't seem to want to do it properly, I don't think. Unless that is what you mean, but I don't... They're like deeply like clipping into each other. Maybe they're talking about if like there's like a floor involved? Hold on. Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting comments, people saying that you can attach mergers directly to the top of conveyor lifts, but it doesn't seem to want to work that way. Like, yeah, it'll like clip right into the head, and technically that is what they are saying, and that is true, but that's not how I want it to look. Sorry, I don't know what to say here. It just isn't working out for me the way I would have hoped. But if that is what you meant, then I probably won't use that, but I guess it's good to know anyways. If there's something else I need to do, I tried like holding control there, to no avail. Oh, and speaking of which, the final thing that I need to touch on right now, and this received the most comments, where people were telling me Let's see here. Yeah, the conjunction crosses. If I just hold control, apparently they will like line up perfectly to holes or something like that. I need to test this on a thing. So you know what? We're just going to like... Can I make another refinery real quick? I can. Okay, good to know. Let's do this on a foundation somewhere, actually. I'd rather that than the regular ground. Okay, then we'll just invent a pipe going over here. What? Pipe, go this way. What? What is happening? Pipe? What? Why do I need to double click for the pipe? That's, what? That's weird. Anyways, so let's see here. Let's see if everybody's correct about this, because I got, so many people writing my ass for this. Apparently if I just hold control? It seems to want to line up to like the middle of the thing. What if I just... Oh, if I flip it this way, oh my god. Okay, I almost thought this tip was a dud, but it actually works. I'm halfway tempted to go to every single use of this in the whole world right now, which honestly isn't that many refineries, and just like fix this to make them perfectly straight. If this freaking conveyor belt wasn't right here doing that spaghetti crap, that'd be nice. But yeah. That's very helpful, and then this pipe should be like perfectly straight. I know it's not like a super long pipe, but what is happening with my pipes? What the fuck? Just what? Am I stupid? Don't answer that. What? Why does it want to build Why does it want to build like the little pipeline stand thing? What? What? Is that how pipes are now? That doesn't even make sense. It's so hard to build pipes. What's happening? What? I'm confused. Well, there we go. Now it'll... What? Oh, yeah, I've never seen a straighter pipe than this. Let's freaking go, gamers! That was weird. That was weird how it wouldn't just connect regularly. It wanted to connect via the... What even happened there? I don't know. I was just pressing buttons. I tried like pressing control and right click and R and maybe changing the type fix. I don't know. Anyways, that's all the concerns and addresses that people brought up in the comments in the past few episodes, and even from like older episodes, like people have been leaving messages on older episodes telling me about stuff too, and I hopefully I got it all. I pretty much addressed every single comment that I've had while I was away. That was not just people being like, oh, great video. And I hope that everybody is now appeased, because I know things. I know all the things now. And you know what? There's actually a bigger community of defenders for liquid biofuel than I thought, because that was not the first comment that I got about liquid biofuel. I've actually received a few. So clearly it has its uses, but I think it makes sense. But honestly, like, I've never felt using the jetpack that I needed to use liquid biofuel because other fuel types are just so much worse. I mean, apparently it lasts, like, way longer, and it is worth it, but that means I have to go pick up grass and wood by hand, and that's just... I don't know, Chief, that seems like a lot. Oh, and I guess there is, like, one more comment that I want to address, but this is, like, not something that I really want to do that much. Oh, well, hold on 1 second. No, stop it. Okay, well... that was abysmal, but we made it through. Where's this little pod thing? I don't even care. Someone said that you can theoretically do, like, all the milestones at once for, like, a thing. You can just, like, click one milestone and load it in, and then keep putting in materials for all the rest. I had no idea you could do that, or if that's even true. It probably is. I don't know. Like, I didn't want to address this one because the guy came across as very passive-aggressive in another comment, where he said that I should just do things better and to not blame the game for my own mistakes. It's like, man, please chill. I'm not gonna call out anybody by name, but I'm just trying to have a good time here, okay? And, like, I've never tried putting all the items in at the same time and unlocking every milestone for, like, one tier all at once. And, like, I don't think it can blame me for that, or for not, like, knowing all, like, the fast speedrun strats of how to do everything, like, completely insanely wicked fast. You know, I try to do things to the best of my ability, and if that ability isn't, like, the greatest, you know, so what? It doesn't matter, really. These videos are just meant to help people, and for us to learn together, so... yeah, I guess we know that now, that you can load up all the materials for multiple things, and unlock them all at the same time. But yeah, let's just try to keep, like, the negativity to a minimum overall. Because, like, they were just saying, like, I was complaining. Yeah, I think this is an earlier episode where I was saying how, like, I didn't like how long you spend in the craft bench, and I feel like a lot of players share that same feeling. But they were just like, oh, well, just, like, upscale and automate everything. Don't blame the game for your mistakes. And it's like, you know what? I did this the best way I thought I could, okay? I didn't want to use too much power and go around fucking for 9 years picking stuff up by hand in the early game before you can even make biofuel, or like solid biofuel, and just doing all this crap, and like, I don't even care. And it's like, I don't even have to explain myself. I'm not gonna let comments like that get to me from now on. I need to do my own thing and not even worry about it. Anyway, let's get the episode started proper now and do something. Oh, right. I forgot about this situation. You need to stay away from me. I'm just gonna... yeet. Oh, right. This is like the full rebuild episode, isn't it? Of like us totally redoing some stuff. Which is a little awkward since we now have like whole storage bins full of items that we're gonna have to move around to places. Let me just do a few last minute checkups on things to make sure that we're really ready to go forward with this. I mean, when it comes to our more advanced items, we almost have a full, like, small storage bin of these, the encased beams. We filled up on statters a while ago. And we're almost there for motors. We were full on both of these, actually, but I've had to use quite a bit to make all those, what were they? The fuel generators in the last episode. And the fact that we're almost full again shows how much longer I left my computer on to restock them in between episodes. Oh, Jesus. Which isn't so bad given how long the last episode was to now. I need to pay more attention when I'm fighting those guys. They actually do like a whole chunk of your health. And if you let them go uncontested for long enough, you could be in a lot of pain. You could be in a lot of pain. What, more? Oh, bro, the things that they respawn again. Bro, come on. That's not fair. That is not fair. Huh? Oh, I don't like the sound of it in my ear. Yeah, that one respawned again, and they're coming at me. You are fast. Alright, time to go murder, I guess. It's like down under this one? Somewhere down there. Nope. Oh, God, they made it through. Oh, here we are. Yeah, this is gonna get dicey. I don't want to die. Let's do this smartly. Like that. Smartly. Yeah, that's grammar for you. Yeah, it seems like we're full up on most of the items in the factory, so unfortunately for me, it looks like there's no more stalling to be done. We just gotta do the do. How are we looking on screws? Oh. Yeah, okay. Okay, we got a lot of screws now. Had to use a ton of them to make those HMFs, but apparently we're good now. Well, I think it's upscale time. Let's freaking get it, gamers! Okay, in the spirit of that, let's do a few things first. Inventory looks good. Let's delete these things. Yep. Get rid of those. We're going to raise the high ground a couple of things higher so that we can fit refineries on the first floor. Next up, we need to set up a bunch of temporary storage bins somewhere to hold all these items for a second. I guess I'll just, no. Maybe we shouldn't do it like anywhere over here, you know? Oh. You know what? We actually have a perfect area for this. All this extra space that we're not using over here. Oh, darn it. I'm out of steel beams. I don't know how many items we're making over there, but I'll just make like, I don't know, 8 chests in the meantime. Oh, right, we gotta make another one. We gotta make another one that's just my own temporary storage. We'll just use the first one here for that. Store all. Okay, then we take the screws first. And I'm just gonna do this one at a time until I get them all, so I will see you in a sec when these are full. Alright, so I've cleared out all the items we were storing up here, but I also need to take down this whole computer setup and store those as well. Luckily, we have a few more boxes over here to use for that. Oh, and since you're using the plastic for the computers, we can also take this spaghetti stuff down. That's pretty neat. Alright, next step is to delete the whole second floor. And you know what, we might as well delete these walls that we never really did anything with as well. Alright, now I guess we just delete everything else on the first floor. Yay! Man, I should have waited till I wasn't sick to do this episode. Alright, so I have gotten rid of pretty much all except for the bare necessities. I don't know if all of these poles exactly are necessary, but they're here. They exist, they're poles. And yeah, let's just get started. So we have access now to the Miner Mark II. And, you know, we've been using Miner Mark 1, so there's definitely going to be a bit of an upgrade there. So let's just do a little bit, okay. Let me go get the materials for my main chest. Yeah, let me grab all this. Oh wait, I have so much stuff. Crap. Let me put away some stuff really quick. Okay, made some space. Take all. Hopefully that's the stuff we need. It is not, in fact. Okay, so in order to upgrade those to Mark II miners, we're going to need 4 portable miners. Let me do that really quick. Okay, I made 3 because I'm pretty sure I already have the one in here. Yep. So I'm going to need 40 steel pipes. Not hard, not hard. Boop. 40 encased beams. Oh, do I have any on me right now? I'm not sure if I do. And I've got my modular frame, so now we're ready. And we'll upgrade that one. But instead of doing a direct upgrade to this one, we were bringing these ore around here, going that way, so I think it'll be easier to just face it this direction to start. Just like right over there. In fact, we could even go this way. Kind of clip it to the floor there. I don't know. I'll fix it if it doesn't work out this direction. And then we'll reattach this to the power grid, right there. What's the point of this? What if we just, like, did that? And I think that'll all stay the same. This will be our base of operations forever, baby. Oh wait, I forgot about this storage box, man. Okay, let me see here. Aren't we making circuit boards now? Yeah, we're making circuit boards for the computers, so we gotta be storing them somewhere, right? I'm gonna take these out as well as the computers since we're not automating those. We don't need to store them in here in their own separate thing. And what are we doing with circuit boards? Let me go check really quick. Were we just making those on the fly? I think we were. We were just making them on the spot in like an assembler or something. Alright, so we're looking at pure nodes here. Mach 2s, 240s. Pretty nice. We could combine them. And then we could fully utilize the Mark IV belt. Or, and hear me out on this. What if we overclock these guys to make 480 a minute? How much did that increase the power usage? Ooh, 18 more, but still, it's only 30. We'd go from using 24 power each to 60, but a measly increase of, what, 36 megawatts of power? We've got space for that. We've got the power for that, baby. When you've got extra power, yeah, I've got extra power. So now we'll be able to use 960 with 2 separate lines of 480 going into a bunch of smelters, or refineries. You're probably seeing where that was going. Or we could put them into refineries with the pure iron ingot recipe. Let's just do like a little comparison here. So let's whip out the smelter, iron ingot, and they make a 1-to-1 30-to-30. So if we had 900 iron, we'd be getting 900 ingots. And 900 ingots is a lot-ish. I don't remember how many we had before, but it's more for sure. Or we go to the refinery and turn 35 ore into 65 ingots. So doing the math, we'd actually end up making over 1,600 ingots using the pure recipe in comparison to the 900 for the exact same amount of iron ore, and that's pretty appealing. Not gonna lie, that's pretty appealing. I feel like this is the direction that we should go in. Hey y'all, it is me. Can you tell this is the part that I'm editing in the audio? Oh, and here I'm showing what the Mark IV belts look like. Aren't they cool? And they have the little dots on them. The little dots. They're like little bumps. It looks really good, and they have a lot, like, bigger guardrails. Since it's going faster on the conveyor belts, you need bigger rails so stuff doesn't just fly off the belt. I should know these things. I worked at Amazon once. That wasn't fun. Imagine moving boxes for 12 hours a day. Alright, so I'm gonna be frank. I spend a lot of time in this episode deciphering math, and I flip-flop back and forth between each world trying to decipher recipes and figure stuff out for the iron stuff. It's all a wee bit complicated. I have an existential crisis over 720 and 780, and I rediscover a long-known thing in the Satisfactory community where, like, yes, the Mark V belts, and this is kind of a spoiler, so if you don't want to be spoiled on the speed of Mark V's, then turn away now. But yes, they can go up to 780 items per minute moved. But nobody does that because 780 is a rough number to work with, like dividing wise and like re-adding and stuff wise. And at the absolute fastest belt speeds, you know, the full 780, it's just like there are lots of issues in the game, like items just like not appearing as they should, or items just missing altogether. Just like it doesn't completely work all the time. So what a lot of Satisfactory players will do is they'll just use 720. And 720 works because the Mark III miners, and yes, that exists, Mark III miners, their default 100% is 720 items per minute. So the only way to actually get the full 780 out is if you overclock it using a shard, which is, it's all in all, it's like 780 is a lot less of a, it's just a bad number to work with. So that's why I've been considering Mark V in my head for so long as 720. Like I just like pushed it out of my brain that 780 is the technical limit because almost nobody actually builds their factories in mine using 780. Because think about it this way, what's 720 divided by 2? Well, that's 360. And what's 360 divided by 3? 120. And we all know how good 120 lines are. Or you can think about it like this, 360, you can divide that into 2 lines of 180, or 6 lines of 60. That's great. That's great. And 720 is just such a nice number that fits with pretty much every other belt type and splitters and mergers so nicely to get some really good whole numbers that just make, you know, your life a lot easier if you just use these numbers. Now obviously, this is one of the reasons why I don't like Mark III belts that much, because like 270 is still kind of a weird number, and it doesn't really work in all of this, but like on its own, it's fine. On its own, a 270 line can make lines of 90, which can then become their own lines of 30, and then re-add it into 60. And oh god, I'm reminding myself how much I ranted in this episode about the math and logistics of it all, but these are concepts that you should be thinking about in mid to late game Satisfactory. So it is something that should be on the mind at some point, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, like Satisfactory, it can be a little overwhelming for sure. But if you absolutely no life it like I did and just put it all the time, then anybody can build good. You can do the good build. And don't get me wrong here, I'm not like a genius or anything. I was just some guy during the COVID pandemic who was like, I have too much time in my hands. It is June 2020. This game just dropped on Steam. I'm gonna no life the shit out of this for a little bit. Now I should also mention that I am Asian. You know, I am Korean. But does this make me good at math? Well, yes. But does this mean I have an inherent advantage in Satisfactory? Well, also yes, but no, I'm just fucking around. I mean, like, math is just numbers, man. You don't have to be good with it. You can plug this shit into a calculator. There is no shame. You know, I'm not going to sit here and judge and police your fun, man. And I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of numbers and a lot of builds late game that I need to use calculators for too. Like I said, I write out a lot of stuff, and like I have had a natural affinity for math and numbers my whole life. I've always been pretty darn good. I was a straight A math student. But Satisfactory is not a game that you can't learn. You know, it's not a skill that can't be learned if you're not the greatest with math or numbers. You can figure this game out like any other game. It just takes time, patience, and a little bit of thinking. Or a lot of bit of thinking. And I know this episode might be cut a little short here, but it is like a weird Frankenstein's monster, and I just want to like finish the editing on this and like wrap this all up so that, you know, I can just come back not sick in a couple days, and you'll get the next episode, and then like everything went back to normal from there. So just like, please bear with me on this one. It's a little bit scuffed, but from here on out, videos will return to normal, so yay. Oh, and I originally ended the episode by just saying that Satisfactory gets like a bunch of small patch notes here and there. Over the past month of October here, we've had quite a few, like 3 or 4 small little patch updates come out. And this usually happens throughout the course of the experimental and early after like the update drops, you know, there's just like small patches here and there. I won't be covering most of these. A lot of them are fairly, I guess I'll just be frank, they're fairly uninteresting and pretty boring updates. It's just like, oh, we fixed a bunch of bugs. Here's a bunch of localization updates and bug fixes and like small engine upgrades, and which for the most part I'm not going to be covering because that's not like entertaining, that's not interesting, you know? Now, obviously, when big content comes out, then yeah, I'll be covering that for sure. But I don't think you need to know about every new upscaling method they add, like FSR 2. But hey, if that interests you, then, you know, read all the patch notes yourself. I do read them all, like I said, because I'm just that kind of guy, but not everything is necessarily newsworthy, you know? But anyways, yeah, that's about it. I mean, we didn't get a lot done this episode. We pretty much just tore the whole Iron Factory down. And in the next one, we're going to like totally rebuild stuff, and I'll have hopefully figured out all the math we'll need for that. And to be honest, I'll probably be writing some stuff down in between now and next episode. But anyways, that's future episode stuff. I've been Rara, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in another non-scuffed video where we'll be doing cool things. Alright, bye everyone.